number 14, as he gets ready to get out on the track. Can he make it 2 in a row? One last week at Sonoma. Big win for the organization, of course, for Tony Stewart in his final season of Sprint Cup Series racing. And this is a little bit of an odd sight. The 48 of Jimmy Johnson is going out, and it looks like he's going to be a part of a pack, and we haven't seen that for years.
No, Rick, I think that's a perfect example of how we saw in February the handling caught some of these teams off guard. Here we are back in July. Warmer racetrack, grip is usually more for premium, harder to find. The 48's running in the pack. That tells me that Jack and Jimmy Johnson, Jeff, must have concerns, or at least a plan, something they want to try. But you have to get out in the pack to try.
Yeah, don't forget that his teammates, essentially spun out by themselves in the Daytona 500, and Dale Jr. did it at Talladega as well. So, they need to figure out the balance. And you're right, we rarely see this. They typically go out and run around by themselves, and get in this pack, to me, is a clear indication of the concern about how these cars are going to handle tomorrow night.
And when I say a pack, a lot of cars went out there. It looks like probably looking at 15 to 20 cars already went out. We'll see if they bunch up together and if they'll work together, try to figure out a little bit of a handling issue that has been gone when we've gone to super speedways, and that's a little bit rare.
Hey, normally you'll see the car, the first few cars will go out and go really slow and kind of bunch everybody up on purpose, but that didn't happen here. There was an immediate charge off pit road, and that has got the pack where you have lots of small groups rather than one large group.
We'll be keeping our eye on Ryan Blaney, Josh Wise, David Gilliland, Reed Sorensen, and Cole Witt, because we know that they will be a little bit different drivers that aren't locked into the field. There are 5 cars. The problem is there are only 4 spots for those 5 cars, so one will not make the race tomorrow night.
And that would be a devastating blow to really any race team.
Right.
You look at the 21 of Ryan Blaney, where they got to in the points, how well that rookie has done this year. Great accomplishments up to 17th in the points. It's a big concern for him. And I think they have a plan, because as you watch this pack right here go by these 3 Penske cars, you have right here the 2 leading the pack, 22, and then Ryan Blaney in the 21. I think Ryan Blaney's going to look to these Penske teammates. You see they're purposely not getting up to speed, taking a little bit extra time. You're going to see one more pack come by them. The goal is to get that big pull. We used to see this in group qualifying, Rick. The goal for these 3 cars is to be 4 or 5 seconds behind the pack to get the big draft.
And the strategy is they want to be at top speed and increase or gaining on that pack when they get to the start-finish line.
That's right.
You put the best lap together.
It sounds easy to do. We used to do this in group qualifying, like you'd say. And like there were several times that I thought as a driver, I got a great run, and then something would happen in front of you and completely change that. Just like what happened right here. They thought they may have a group of 3 cars that could run the line down in front of them. Instead, they had some cars pulling there with them, and that's going to slow this line down just a little bit. But, this is a great example of teammates working together, trying to make sure the 21 car can run a good enough speed to get himself in.
And Marty, that 21, about 4 cars back in this pack.
And Jeff had it exactly right. The plan was for these Team Penske cars to kind of run together. Ryan Blaney in the Wood Brothers car was just going to tag along with Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski, and that's it. They were hoping no one else jumped in the group, and here you go. We've already got cars in that group, but their plan was they didn't have an elaborate plan to give Ryan Blaney a fast lap. They were just going to get 3 cars on the racetrack, and that's it. But now they have a large pack, so they'll see if Ryan Blaney can get a quick enough time in this group to ensure that he can get in the field tomorrow night.
And Rick, what's the best plan? Jump on someone else's plan. And the 55 of Reed Sorensen, he has a good idea. He said, listen, I don't have a lot of teammates. We don't have a lot of firepower with associates in the garage here. So heck, I'm going to get right here in this Penske sandwich. I'm going to have the Penske cars in front, Wood Brothers car behind. That way, if the 21 does find that draft, hopefully the 55 will be pulled with him, get himself guaranteed starting spot for tomorrow night.
98 of Cole Witt also trying to jump into that pack. So an interesting plan for the drivers that aren't chartered teams, trying to utilize the same pack. And the problem is you could have all 5 of these cars running in the same pack, and there'll be about 1,000th of a second difference, and the guy who's the slowest potentially would go home.
Yeah, that's right. And we're seeing all these cars with the same strategy. We see Cole Witt has laid a good lap time down. Josh Wise laid a good time down. There's David Gilliland in the 35 car. So all these guys have worked themselves pretty much in the same group. Not all of them, but a lot of them are in the same group with the same strategy. You You could lay a lap time down in the top 15 and not be good enough to get in because you're only comparing yourself to those cars.
And actually, Jeff, that's what I was just looking at this time. I expect these 5 cars to all end up inside the top 10. We're not talking around the 25th best time or the 30th best time. These cars are going to have top 5, top 6 times just to make the field. This is all assuming that weather affects qualifying later. If qualifying still happens, they're still going to have to make it happen in qualifying. But if qualifying gets rained out, these 5 non-charter teams you see on your screen here all have to lean back on their times in practice. That's what they're trying to do right now, is put up a great time.
And the fastest time right now is by David Gilliland. And they've done a great job of getting themselves in position. You have Gilliland in first, you have Wise in 6th, you have Witt in 8th. I mean, all these guys are doing a really good job.
Sorensen is 10th, and Ryan Blaney right now is 12th.
That's an uncomfortable position. As a crew chief, all you want is the opportunity to work on your car with the best car on the racetrack, build your pictures, build your team, and go compete. This is very frustrating for Jerry Bullins. This is the point of conversation I had with him yesterday. He's frustrated because he feels he's done everything he can do, but this is so much out of his hands. It comes down to very situational aspect. Where are you out on the field? How much of a run you have? So he can be very frustrated, Marty. They've done such a great job all year. This can be a very pressure-packed 45-minute session.
Well, you know about it from the crew chief side, and Jeff Burton knows about it from the driver's side. There's debate on Ryan Blaney's radio. Do we try and ditch the 55 and get up to our teammates up there? But Ryan's on the radio. The only way we're going to catch any group in front of us is if we stay in line. So, Jeff, he's kind of locked in. He's got to keep the 55 in front of him if he wants to catch a group in front of them to get a faster time.
Yeah, Marty, that's exactly right. And the other thing that's going to build intensity for this team is that we typically see the packs get smaller as this practice goes on. So if you don't lay a lap time down right now, you may have the best plan in the world the next session, but you don't have enough cars on the racetrack to build that momentum to pick up that draft. So you can be 12 fastest and miss this race because all the people around you follow the same strategy as you did. So, they're 12 fastest. They haven't done a bad job.
Yeah, but 12 doesn't matter. Because 12 is the worst of the 5. What's going to happen is, you said it, Jeff, the big fear is when these big packs pull off, that might be it. Because it doesn't matter how good of a car you have, 4 or 5 cars are not going to get it done. They are not going to run 195 mile an hour lap, 196. It's going to take over 198 mile an hour lap to get that car in the field.
And Steve, you brought this up earlier. The bigger variable in this is these charter teams that are out there right now potentially helping these teams, and the 5 teams, they're going to start thinking about, okay, we've got to get ready to get through tech. So if we know that our car is handling, it's not hitting the track, we like it the way it is, we got to get in and make any adjustments that we want to make. We can't be out here helping these guys trying to get the fastest laps.
I'll admit, I'm really impressed by the commitment of the 2, Brad Keselowski, and the 22 of Joey Logano. I know they're out here in the draft and they're in the 5-car pack, but they would much rather be in this front pack you see. 2 wide, a little bit more movement, working on their cars, maybe running with cars they expect to run with tomorrow night, the 88 of Dale Jr. cars that they're going to race with for the win. But they are committed to Ryan Blaney. I think that says a lot about their organization with Penske, that they're out there trying to help them get in the field.
And they're seeing right now exactly what they want to see. They want to see the group in front of them 2 wide, 3 wide to create a bigger draft so they can get that draft and make a run. That's their hope, is that this front group gets cluttered up just like this, and that creates a bigger hole that they can draft into and try to run them down and pick up speed and run a faster lap time. What they have going right now is exactly what they want. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
And the problem, though, is, yes, that's exactly right. Those 5 are in the same pack, though, because they're all going to try to be running the same speed because they're looking at the same strategy.
Yes, that's right. But within a pack, depending on how that run happens inside the pack, you'll see separation inside the pack. A pack looks like they're all running the same speed, but someone will lay a faster lap time down than the other because you get a little bit of push at the right time. You get a little bit of separation in front of you and allows you to pull up. So all those things have an impact.
And the times have started to move around. Blaney, unfortunately, is going down. He's 16th currently. As they catch that front pack, this is really it. I think last lap was their best shot. We'll see if they can make it happen this lap, but he's passing the car on the backstretch. The opportunities are starting to dwindle for the 21.
You can't take anything away from David Gilliland, though, because David Gilliland on super speedways has been very good. He is a person that we have seen numerous teams say, you know what, we want to draft with you. Oh, no, you're very good at super speedway racing, and right now they're showing that they've got the speed as well. David Gilliland at the top of the charts, over 198 miles an hour as they're working on this track.
So here's the problem. Dave Blaney and his group, the best lap they ran was a 45.51. What they're currently running right now is a 46.83. So there appears to be the momentum that they need just doesn't appear to be there. He needs to run a 45.49 in that range to get in. But right now, this pack does not have the momentum. Time's running out. I'm telling you, time's running out because unless they can get it done quickly, the packs are going to get smaller and the speeds are going to fall.
Again, we're chatting about Ryan Blaney and the situation that they are in, non-charter teams, trying to find speed. And here you're seeing now the 2 and the 22 falling out of that pack that they were in. Kelly Staff.
Yeah, Joey Logano just being made aware of the situation. The team telling him, look, right now the 21 would not make the show. And Joey's like, well, I don't know what to do. They said finally the 21 and 44 are going to break away, try to make a move on the 55. And now they've been telling Joey in that 22 to back up. They said you need to back up to the 21. They're obviously trying to work with their teammate there in the Wood Brothers car to get him through.
And Kelly, that's exactly what they've done. They pulled out of that line and gotten in front of the 21. The 21's going to get to the 22, then they're going to try to get to the 2, and then they're going to try to draft up into the group in front of them to try to pick up speed. This is their only hope. There's 33 minutes left in this practice, but I don't think they have 33 minutes. I think they have 4 or 5 minutes before this pack disperses in front of them. Remember, nobody on the racetrack is worried about the 21. They're worried about themselves. The only ones on the racetrack are his Penske teammates. So the pack in front of them, they're worried about getting good for this race tonight. They're worried about making their cars drive well. When they get done, and you can see the pack's already gotten smaller, they're going to come off the racetrack. And now you don't have that ability to draft up. You see, they're passing a car on the back straightaway. That hurts the speed. That hurts the momentum. So all of these things stack up against you.
It's easy to say, go out and get a good run on the pack. But it's remember, it's only against 5 other cars. So their hope is some organization in front of them. But, you know, I look at the whole top 20 are teams that you wouldn't normally see up on a normal practice. Maybe Gillen, Almirola, Busher, Wise, Patrick, Stenhouse. All of these teams, it's kind of been a strung-out practice, not a real organized pack. You see a lot of leapfrogging going.
Clint Boyer, Cole Witt, David Reagan. I mean, you've got guys up here that you don't normally see in the top 10, but they're up there now because they're trying to find speed.
So that last lap, Rick, matched Blaney's fastest lap. Within 100th of a second, it didn't move him up. That's showing the crew chief to spar. We're making ground. We need to stick with this strategy. So this would be the lap. The problem is they're catching traffic into turn 3. Will they catch him in time, or will they be able to get a pull? This should be a big draft. Blaney can look at his RPM. He knows the higher his RPM is, the more speed. They're 2 and 3 wide in front
This
of
is the shot. This is the shot right here. This is the shot. See what this lap is. They're going to catch this group pretty quickly. They need to lay the lap time down right now.
And he did it. Second fastest, Ryan Blaney. Look at what that did right there for them. Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, David Gilliland, now the top 3.
But you see what happened? If that lap hadn't have been the lap, they caught him now. And this lap will be much slower. So how you time that out, and a lot of that, to be honest with you, is luck. How the pack in front of you is side by side, when they're side by side, that has a great deal to do with the speed. This lap now, they're stuck in the middle of it. The speed will be way less. If that lap hadn't worked for them, they would not have made this happen.
But I would be telling the 2 and the 20 to get out of the pack.
We're done.
Because you're helping the cars behind you. The longer your run, the more help you're going to give to the 55 and the cars that are in the back of that pack.
And now Reed Sorensen needs the help because Reed Sorensen is now the slowest of the 5. So Reed Sorensen is back there thinking, wait a second, now I'm the guy that stuck out.
Great point, though, Steve. Great point. Take the energy out of that group. Pull up, get 3 wide down the back straightaway, pit. You know what I mean? Like, get off the racetrack. Make that group smaller. Do not do anything to help the people that you're trying to beat here.
And we don't want to lose focus on what the other teams are doing. You've got Jimmy Johnson in the Lowe's Chevrolet front, Chase Elliott just behind him. They're working on their own strategy. They're trying to find that handling issue that maybe Jimmy Johnson hasn't ever experienced in a practice because Chad Knaus would never let him go out there in a pack.
You're exactly right. But let's be clear. They're working to be better for tomorrow night. What we've seen, Blaney and his team and all these other non-charter teams, they're working for the opportunity to be in tomorrow's night's race. That made the intensity level for these teams unbelievably high. Their intensity level is the same as we saw Denny Hamlin's in the last lap of the Daytona 500 because this is their only chance to make the race.